So the Indiana Fever did report tonight that Sophie Cunningham will be out for the remainder of the season with a knee injury.
I didn't come here for the spotlight. I didn't come here to have more eyes. I came here to win.
The Indiana Fever made it official tonight. Sophie Cunningham is sidelined for the season with a knee injury. I wasn't drawn here by the spotlight. I wasn't looking for more attention. My reason for coming was to win. This was completely unexpected. A few weeks prior, everyone believed Sophie Cunningham's season had reached its end. A torn MCL in her right knee, a season-ending operation on the books. It seemed the Fever would have to press on without one of their most resilient leaders. But then Sophie personally revealed a stunning update. She is now targeting a return for the WNBA Finals. This development reshapes the entire situation. Imagine the impact. A veteran starter, a trusted defender, and an energizer, rejoining the team precisely when they need her most. It has the potential to alter the whole playoff landscape. This video will analyze what Sophie communicated, why her comeback is a real possibility, how it could affect Caitlin Clark's own recovery, and what it all signifies for the Indiana Fever's title hopes. Sophie Cunningham has stated she intends to return for the finals. This isn't a reporter's speculation or an anonymous leak. It came directly from Sophie's own mouth on her personal podcast. That fact alone lends the news significant weight. Merely weeks ago, the consensus across the league was that her year was over. The Fever had already been without key contributors like Sydney Colson, Ari McDonald, and even Caitlin Clark for a time. Sophie's loss felt like the definitive blow to their postseason dreams. But her own words have reframed the discussion. Instead of asking, how will the Fever cope, fans are now asking, could Sophie's comeback be the key to a championship if they get to the finals? Her statement also ignited a fire within the team. It's clear it gave the group a desperately needed jolt of confidence. The timing is perfect. Postseason success is built on momentum, and the mere prospect of Sophie's return could energize the Fever's journey through the semi-final rounds. On her podcast, Sophie spoke with a composed yet firm resolve. She confessed her initial thoughts were of the worst-case scenario, but after her surgery and weeks of grueling rehab, she started to see a finals return as a tangible possibility. Her words were, "I'll be back when it matters most." That quote has stuck with everyone. It was about more than just being physically cleared to participate. It was a pledge to show up for the biggest moments of the year. She outlined her rehab schedule, countless hours of therapy, strength-building exercises, and virtual meetings with her surgeon to chart her progress. The tone was optimistic yet pragmatic. She's aware that there are no shortcuts in recovery. Critically, she mentioned her knee feels stable and the swelling has subsided, an excellent sign for any athlete healing from an MCL tear. Hearing Sophie's own account provided total clarity. It changed the public conversation from speculation to optimism. And for a team on a deep playoff run, that kind of message is vital. An MCL tear sounds severe, but in the context of basketball injuries, it is less catastrophic than an ACL tear. The medial collateral ligament, which supports the inner knee, is vital for lateral movements, the very motions defenders depend on. But unlike the ACL, it often responds very well to surgery and intensive rehabilitation. The typical recovery for professional SACIDs is 3 to 5 months. Some even return in 12 to 14 weeks, if they avoid any complications. Sophie's goal of returning about 4 months post-surgery is ambitious, yet still plausible. The main difficulty is regaining her complete side-to-side quickness and confidence in the joint. That is particularly true for a player like Sophie, whose style is founded on relentless effort, defense, and sharp cuts. Medical professionals will tell you the physical healing comes first. The mental challenge of trusting the knee is just as significant. If Sophie stays on her current rehabilitation path and has no setbacks, she could plausibly play limited but crucial minutes in the finals. This is why her statement shouldn't be seen as mere wishful thinking. It's actually attainable. The Fever have endured a punishing season of injury. Losing Sophie took away a key adaptable player, one who defends multiple positions, hits big three-pointers, and brings a fierceness that sets the team's entire tone. Without her, the Fever's rotation was thinner, and younger players had to take on expanded roles. The team often missed that energetic catalyst. Sophie delivers on both offense and defense. Now, even the idea of her return has lifted the group's spirits. Veterans like Kelsey Mitchell have discussed how Sophie's presence in the locker room helps everyone stay locked in. From a basketball perspective, reinserting Sophie into the game plan lets the Fever stretch defenses and give Aaliyah Boston more room to work inside. Every title contender needs depth. Sophie's return might offer the Fever enough veteran savvy and stability to make a finals run more than a nice story. It could make them a formidable opponent. While Sophie's news is a huge development, it immediately brings up a different issue. What is the situation with Caitlin Clark? Clark is recovering from her own injury, with her return date still uncertain. The Fever have been cautious, understandably wanting to protect the future health of their star guard. If Sophie is available for the finals, it may influence the team's strategy regarding Clark's timeline. The idea of having both on the court for the Ultimate Series is alluring, but it's a difficult choice. Rushing Clark back could lead to re-injury. However, a finals lineup that includes both Clark and Cunningham, with Boston and Mitchell, could completely change the dynamic against any foe. The coaches and medical staff will have to weigh the risks. Meanwhile, fans are dreaming of seeing the Fever's core players healthy at the perfect time to pursue a title. Sophie's return doesn't ensure Clark's, but it makes the conversation significantly more compelling. One interesting angle of Sophie's comeback effort is how it illuminates the contrast between the WNBA and NBA in handling star players. In the NBA, a key player injured late in the year is often shut down if a title run is unlikely. The priority is the long-term asset. In the WNBA, the seasons are shorter, the playoff windows narrower, and the sense of immediacy is often greater. Sophie's drive to return is a perfect example of this mindset. Her team isn't treating her as a fragile commodity. They're getting ready to use her as a weapon if she's cleared to play. This kind of approach has generated discussion among analysts. Is it worth the potential danger? Could an early return have consequences for her next season? Or does the rare shot at a championship justify pushing the envelope? For the Fever, the choice seems clear. If she is medically cleared and feels ready, she will be on the court. It's a very WNBA way of handling this kind of scenario. A major reason fans are hopeful for Sophie's comeback is the team's resilience. All season, the Fever have shown a refusal to fold despite injuries and adversity. Head coach Stephanie White has consistently praised the team's fighting heart, even getting emotional in the locker room after big wins. Sophie is the personification of that mentality. Her toughness and leadership have long been a model for the younger players. Her voice during timeouts and her readiness to do the dirty work make her contributions go far beyond the stat sheet. Having her back for the finals would be like injecting an emotional engine into the roster at the ideal time. It's not just about her points or rebounds, it's the mentality she infuses into every possession. A deep playoff run is often decided by non-statistical contribution. If Sophie's return can amplify the Fever's energy and concentration in a high-stakes series, it would be as crucial as any number. Beyond the intangible benefits, Sophie's skill set addresses a specific strategic gap. She is a physical wing defender who can guard multiple positions, which is essential when facing elite scorers in the finals. Offensively, her shooting from three-point range spreads the floor, creating more space for Aaliyah Boston inside. Her intelligent cuts keep the defense on its toes, and her willingness to draw charges energizes the entire team. With Sophie in the lineup, the Fever's rotation is deeper and more well-rounded. Lexi Hall can move to her more natural bench position, and players like Odyssey Sims won't be required to shoulder such a heavy burden. The coaching staff can also implement more of their desired plays, knowing Sophie's experience and spacing are on the court. A championship series can turn on the smallest of adjustments. Sophie's presence could shift those margins in the Fever's favor by bolstering their defense and providing another consistent scoring threat. Fans have been on a season-long journey of dramatic ups and downs. From the thrill of a great start, to the frustration of injuries and now the renewed optimism with Sophie's update. For a fan base that has remained loyal, this comeback story feels particularly meaningful. It stands as an emblem of resilience. The buzz is palpable in arenas, on talk shows, and among former players. Many are convinced Sophie's return could be the very thing the WNBA Finals needs to reach another plane of excitement. There's also the personal side of it. Her teammates adore her energy and tenacity, and seeing her suit up again would be a source of inspiration. Just imagine that moment. Sophie walking onto the floor for pre-game warm-ups in the finals. The arena would erupt. The Fever would feed off that energy, and their opponents would feel it too. Moments like that can change the entire feel of a series, and fans have a sense this could be one of them. Sophie Cunningham's defiant statement that she will be back for the finals has transformed the perspective for the Fever and the WNBA postseason. This doesn't assure a specific outcome. Her rehab must proceed as planned. The Fever must first advance through the semifinals, and the medical team will make the final call. But this turn of events gives the team and its supporters a powerful cause to rally behind. It adds another layer of intrigue to the league's most crucial games. The major questions are now apparent. Can Sophie's knee handle playoff-level basketball? Can the Fever get to the finals to even give her that opportunity? And if she does return, can she be a decisive factor in their favor? Having Sophie Cunningham back for the finals, even at 80 or 90%, could be a significant difference maker. Whether it occurs or not, we will be watching with great interest. And if it does happen, we may be about to see one of the most remarkable comebacks in WNBA history.